Ted Cruz released a statement explaining his position on the net neutrality debate going on right now, and he's either incredibly confused or he's lying to you in the worst way. So for those of you who don't know, what happened recently with this whole net neutrality thing is a court basically struck down the idea of internet neutrality and said that ISPs, or internet service providers as they're called, can slow up or speed up traffic to whatever websites that they want. So, of course, the natural result of that is going to be that it's going to be pay to play from now on. So only the websites that can afford to pay the ransom, basically, can continue to get the highest quality speed of websites. So, you know, what you're doing is you're essentially shutting out all the new startups. You know, you're giving a big competitive advantage to the people who you're already buddy-buddy with, the other companies you're buddy-buddy with, or the ones that pay you. So what did Ted Cruz have to say on this matter? He said, quote, "The FCC's latest adventure in net neutrality would stifle innovation and subject the internet to nanny state regulation from Washington. Internet freedom has produced robust free speech for billions and a wide open incubator for entrepreneurs to generate jobs and expand opportunity. A 5-member panel at the FCC should not be dictating how internet services will be provided to millions of Americans. I will be introducing legislation that would remove the claimed authority for the FCC to take such actions. Congress, not elected an unelected commission, should take the lead on modernizing our telecommunications laws. The FCC should not endanger future investments by stifling growth in the online sector, which remains a much-needed bright spot in our struggling economy." So do you see what he did there? This is really interesting. He flipped it. So Raw Story explains, quote, "Senator Cruz is mistaken about the notion that the FCC is changing the law. In fact, net neutrality and Title II are the law. Cruz is making an Orwellian argument here, saying that he is in favor of the very thing that the ISPs are attempting to restrict." So either Ted Cruz is corporate America's useful idiot or corporate America's useful liar. Okay? I don't know which it is. If it's the idiot one, it's probably even more embarrassing because, like, to not understand the basics of this debate, to get it exactly backwards in your head, like, that's pathetic, man. Like, this is your job. How do you not know that? You know? And so just to reiterate exactly what this means, the FCC, what they should do, and what they should continue to do, because they had done it all along up until this point, is they used to say, well, look, the internet has to be a free forum, okay? So we're mandating that all of the internet service providers treat all the websites the same, so you can't give favorable treatment to anybody for any reason. You have to treat them all equally, okay? So the FCC was the good guys, okay? And now when the courts decided, well, now the ISPs are allowed to discriminate against whatever websites they want and slow them up and speed them up and do anything, essentially, right? The FCC, people are now, like, protesting and begging the FCC to continue to be the good guys. And all they have to do is just decide that they're going to continue to regulate it in that way. But they're not doing that. But now they're saying, all right, hands off. You know, they pretended like they were going to be in favor of, we're going to still keep it neutral, but then the new rules that they wrote up really would not, it doesn't have them keeping it neutral. It does allow the ISPs to discriminate. So what Ted Cruz is doing is he's saying, the goddamn FCC, they want to regulate it and make it worse. No. If you actually are in favor of all the goals that you laid out, that you want the internet to be this free open forum where everything is neutral, then you should be rooting for the FCC to continue to keep it neutral like they did beforehand. So again, he's got it flipped exactly backwards, and I don't know whether he's lying or if he's just an idiot. But either way, it's a terrible thing, man. And you know, the idea that we can really lose this free forum that we have right now where, I mean, that's the beauty of the internet. The beauty of it is that it's like a bathroom wall and anybody can say anything, and there's a lot of good stuff on there and a lot of shitty stuff on there, but no matter what, when you type something into the search engine and you click it, you're going to get the same, you're going to arrive at your destination in the same amount of time. when you allow these people to be gatekeepers, these internet service providers to be gatekeepers, of course they're going to, be favorable to certain websites that pay them or that are their buddies or that are their parent companies or their subsidiary companies. And of course they're going to discriminate against startups. And look, I mean, when you're doing arbitrary control and, exerting your authority, it doesn't matter if it's illegitimate from the government or if it's illegitimate from a corporation or if it's illegitimate from a person. Illegitimate authority is illegitimate authority, okay? And right now we're staring it in the face that we're about to see illegitimate authority from internet service providers, and the only way to bat that back would be if the FCC does what they should do or what they've done in the past. And it doesn't look like they're going to do it. And by the way, a lot of that has to do with the fact that the people at the FCC right now, they used to work for internet service providers. So it's the revolving door. They're going to help out their buddies that are internet service providers, and then when they're done, they'll go right back to the internet service providers and get a bigger payday because they did their bidding.